Alright, so on to the next. I decided that I'm just going to play through the whole game and get 1 star on everything. I figured that way I can cover all the levels, and we will just go ahead and keep going until we get all 15 stars from the first 15 levels. Then I'll do the 3 expansion levels that we have so far for the first Bigfoot DLC. And then by then Pebberly should be out, so I can do those to 1 star, and then I can go back and cover 2 and 3 stars on each of the other hospitals. So that way we kind of work through the whole game. We see all the mechanics. We do all the first star to kind of get people through every level, and then we can go back and cover the additional stars. So we last finished Mitten University, and now we're going to move on to Tumble. So let us try Tumble. Yes. Here we go. Welcome to Tumble. This small town attracts tourists from across county to climb Tumble Ridge and hike along Tumble Downs. Lucky for us, this generates hundreds of fractured bones each year. Cha-ching! We'll need to build a fracture ward to deal with these injuries. Oh, fracture ward. Okay, it's just like another type of ward. Fracture ward's like a ward. Needs a nurse. Ward nurse. Ward nurses actually handle both fracture wards and regular wards. Okay, so it's cold here too. Alright, so let's zoom out, look at this hospital. This hospital is a little bit of a strange design. Looks like we can buy other buildings here. Okay. First things first, have to build the trifecta. So, plop this where we always put it, right there. And let's build some rooms. Build the GP's office. And we have the medicine cabinet, so we're just going to go ahead and do this real quick. Now, do this at the beginning of every level. That way we get a maxed out office, and then as we build more GP's offices, because we will ultimately need more GP's offices, we end up having these done. And you can copy paste. Now, since we don't have the small radiator unlocked yet, I'll just turn this sideways, you can see what we're doing. Since we don't have the small radiator unlocked yet, it becomes a little difficult to do these correctly, since you need the small radiator to make this work. So what I'll probably do is swap out one of these medicine cabinets for the large radiator. That way at least we have heat, because Tumble is a cold map and we can't have our doctor freezing. He will be so upset. He will be so unhappy. He'll basically just be really mad at us, and it'll be hard. Eventually, it starts to make a lot more difference, keeping your employees happy, etc. Now I have a lot of stuff in this room, kind of makes up for it. Alright, so radiator. So normally we put the radiator back here. Radiator's not going to fit back here. So I have a choice. Easiest one I think I can get rid of is this one. I can just stick this radiator right there. Yeah. So it's only a press 14, which is annoying, but I don't get over it. Because once I get that, I can always take out the big one, put it back, put back the thing I took out, the cupboard, and then put in the small radiator in the corner. Which is exactly what you want to do. Cool. And then for this one, we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll put them all in, and then we'll just take one out. But this one, I'll just do the one that's in the far left corner over here. Alright. My voice is a little better today. I'm feeling a little better. I've been kind of sick, so now I am not as sick, which is good. Now I just feel like my chest is congested, which is pretty unnerving feeling sometimes. Your chest feels heavy. Alright. Almost done. 1, 2. And we normally would have our other thing here, so we'll just throw this radiator in here for now. Alright. Anything else we can? A water fountain. Oh, we have 260 points here. Kudosh. 260 kudosh. gosh, how much is it? Let's see, how much is a gold star award? Alright. Gold star awards. So, let's just do this. So, gold star awards are good for one thing, and one thing only. Maxing out prestige in rooms. If you notice, as I place these around the room, and you can place them behind stuff. A lot of people don't like the fact that you're basically wallpapering your room with these things, and I say why not? The game allows it, but the look of it is a little tacky, probably. So prestige level 5. So rooms max out at prestige level 5. Once you get gold star awards, it's pretty easy to do that. Prestige makes rooms not only worth a lot, but it makes your doctors very happy who work in them. So prestige level 5 is definitely a goal when it comes down to it. So just as you can see, the prestige of the room is climbing. The more gold star awards I pop in there. You can space them evenly if you like. The other thing I do with gold star awards to decorate my hallways is I cover windows with them, and that's silly. Yes, what's the point of having a window if you're going to cover it? Well, I don't know, but that just helps me space them out evenly, among other things. Alright, cool. I'm getting there. So, as we remember, to complete the trifecta, you need one more thing. That is an award. These are hallways I think these hallways are 7, so you can have a 3 and a 3. It makes it a little awkward sometimes. Obviously, they don't give you enough space in the beginning building to potentially have everything. It kind of forces you to buy extra real estate at some point later on in the level, but you know, we'll get there. Alright. Put this in here. This in here. Oh, we need the water fountain. Radiator. And we'll need more gold stars. So, prestige level 5 rooms are fantastic. You don't automatically want to do this all the time. Sometimes you'll get bonus quests or missions to increase a room to level 4 or level 5. For example, the staff room sometimes, if you only have like a level 2 staff room, you might get an employee mission that says, increase your staff room to level 5. Or, that's a good thing. There's also a level later on where all of your missions are based, the only way to get money, there's the level Duckworth upon Bilge where there is no money. You basically earn money by completing quests exclusively, so it becomes pretty tricky if you build a bunch of stuff you don't need, because then you run out of money and you're not able to actually get the things you want. Oh, cool. And one of these, and last but not least, one of these. Cool. Now, we'll need some radiators in the common spaces, because that's how it works. Cool. So for now, we have to cure 50 patients to get to level 1. That's going to take some time. I don't know exactly how long, but I'm not anticipating it'll be done super quick, so we're going to try to run this through as fast as we can. If we can get it done in 30-40 minutes, that will be awesome. But in the meantime, we're just going to kind of hope that things happen relatively quickly here. Notice we're not getting any patients. It's going to take me a long time to cure 50 people if nobody shows up, right? Oh, look. We already have our first patient, who just so happens to be one of the guys that we need to cure as part of the new illness. Fractured bones. Gonna need a fracture clinic. I mean, we're gonna need a toilet. And, look at that. Fracture wards already required. What about that? Okay, so fracture ward, just like a ward, only it has slightly different things in it. It has the same type of door, it's the same type of desk. It also, instead of having one of these dressing screens, it has one of these things, which is basically it takes the weird dressing off of the patient. Now, notice it has these huge, awkward beds, and they're very difficult to place in a room sometimes because of how weird they are. If you use the control key, you can shimmy it right up against the wall, and then in this formation, you can do a 2+2 like this, which is probably the easiest way to do a room like this without getting it too crammed in. Stick this right here. You can actually fit things like medicine cabinets in here if you want, but it's actually more important to put in water fountain. Now, let me see if the candy machine... Alright, I'm just going to unlock the candy machine. So the candy machine is what we feed people with. So everywhere we put a water fountain, we also put a candy machine. Up until this point, we haven't had a candy machine, so we haven't put it in any rooms yet. Notice we put a water fountain in here. We're going to put a candy machine in here. Fits right in like that. They just slide in. So we have candy machine in here. I mean, we don't have a candy machine in here. We need one. And because of where I put that radiator, it's in a dumb place. So let's get rid of the radiator for the moment. Put the candy machine directly facing the water fountain. And then we can put the radiator probably right next to it. Yep. Somewhere in this weird area. I'm trying not to block too much stuff. That's why the small radiator is good, because it doesn't really block anything. Yeah, oh well. Don't like the big radiator. Alright. Cool. So now we have fracture ward, a regular ward. We have all of our little bonuses in there. Everything's cool. Let us resume. We're gonna need to hire more nurses, probably. Not right now. I need more money first. Oh yeah, we don't even have a psychiatrist, do we? We'll just hire this guy for the moment, so keep things moving. Eventually we'll probably get better doctors. By better, I mean doctors with no qualifications. Notice I'm not looking at their traits, mostly because it's so early in the game, I just need bodies.
Next month. I admire our station manager's optimism.
Once it starts to matter a little more.
Callers we've ever
Oh yeah, let's
had
change our
was
settings.
6.
Usual settings
Total
here.
wrong number.
Of course, like I said, if we could change this as like a default, make it so we start the game with the same type of settings, that would be really cool. Haven't gotten to that yet. Alright. Awesome. Porcelain's discovered. Excellent. New nurse. Oh wow, look at that. It's another ward nurse. How lucky is that? I need 2 ward nurses. I have 2 ward nurses. Alright. Let me build staff room and a toilet just because I need those 2. Always need those. Cured my first patient. Good for me. And some heat. Oh, notice I did not make this level 5. I probably should have. So, why don't we just go ahead and take care of that, shall we? Now, these beds, you can put something behind them, but only in a very specific spot, like right there. So, notice one of the objectives here is cure rate. Cure rate is based on a running average of the last number of patients that you've cured. So, if you're not curing patients, you're just killing them, or you're having cure unsuccessful, that percentage will go down. You'll drive that down, and that's a problem. Now, it doesn't your all-time stats. So let's say if you cure 100 people, it's not going to remember all the 100. It'll just remember like the last 10 or so. So right now, 2 out of 3. Once it gets to 10, probably it'll stop. It'll only go up to 10. It'll just remember the last 10 people, which is good. So if you have a poor run in the form at the beginning, it actually doesn't haunt you for the rest of the level. Alright.
To the owner of the bluish car, your car is being taken for cubing. That's a bluish car for cubing. Thank you.
Thermal comfort's above 60. So thermal comfort, one of the tricks about thermal comfort is it includes all of the available area, in rooms and out of rooms. It's for the hallways, it's for everything. But the biggest problem with it is if you buy extra buildings, all of a sudden that starts to get included, even if you don't have any rooms. So if I were to go ahead and buy this building, I would have to heat it proportionally. So at least 60% of this would have to be heated also in order to maintain that ratio. Essentially, that's why it's best to not buy buildings unless you need them. Okay, get a level 4 staff room. See, this is what I'm talking about. Level 4 staff room. See? I did not upgrade my staff room, and now it's telling me to upgrade my staff room, and that is awesome. Alright, so I also need... First off, I'm going to need a pharmacy. So I'm going to build a pharmacy nurse. Building the pharmacy is a little more important than making my staff room level 5. Mostly because the staff room doesn't toot. Alright, so let me put this over here. The staff room doesn't actually bring in any money. So yeah, I'll get a little bonus for that quest, but it's not going to make me any cash. But this will. Alright, I'm going to pause it actually while I build this just so I don't waste any time here. I pause while I build usually with these challenges because they are timed. And you want to make sure you get to them in time so that you beat the challenge. I mean, the worst thing you can do is correctly do it, but one at a time. Then what was the point? It's kind of a waste. Sure, you did it, but you didn't get the bonuses. Which is the whole reason why you did it in the first place. Get them bonuses. Bonus it up. Alright. Come on, buddy. You got this. Ugh. Squeeze it in there. Alright. This one isn't properly aligned. This one's messed up. Yeah, this will fit in. Sometimes you get them not quite aligned and then chain reaction. Okay. So you actually want to slide this chair as close as you can. Here. Should fit pretty close. Because what will happen is when the nurse gets up, they'll go straight to this control. So if you're already close to the control, they don't have very far to walk. It's, say it with me now, efficient. Alright. Sorry, I gotta have to say that at least once every video I make. I'm just gonna have to drop the E-bomb, as I call it. Efficiency. Cool. Stick this over here. Then, last step. Boom. Let's get some level 5 prestige action. Is this expensive? Probably. Is it worth it? Definitely. It's an investment. Sure, but it increases your level, increases your prestige, makes your people happy. Generally a good idea. Alright, this guy's leaving. What? 4 days? You didn't wait hardly at all, bro. Anyway, alright, well, since I'm here, I might as well just make this level 4. Yeah, no whistling. It's a rule. No whistling. Oh wow, 3 people on there. There we go. Cool. Yay, level 4 staff room. Got the money, got the kudos, got everything. Bonus. Okay, cool. So now we got our little baby hospital here cranking away. Hurdy leg. This is another illness that can be cured in the fracture ward. So let's actually watch a fracture ward since this is new. See what happens in the fracture ward. Here he comes. Nurse is in the building. away. Alright. So, this little machine, it does two things. It either puts bandages on them, or it takes bandages off. If they show up with bandages already on, it'll take them off. If they show up with no bandages, it'll put them on. The irony is, if it puts bandages on, it ends up just having to take them off. Alright, so the patient gets in, pulls some levers. Next thing you know, everything's just kind of cool. Awesome. And they just kind of lay there, and the nurse just types around on her computer, hangs out. Maybe she'll get a drink or get like a little snack. Checks on the patients. Oh, training required. Alright. Oh, career goal achieved too. Cool. Cure 1,000 patients. So let's just go grab that bonus real quick. Collect because I think it's kudosh. Good. We can always use more kudosh. And then we'll jump right back in. Jumping back into Tumble. Alright. So we need some training rooms.
Whenever you clip your nails
Seismic
in front of
activity.
the
Uh-oh.
computer, one of the
Alright.
nails
So
always
seismic
flies
activity
into the cracks in the
is
keyboard. Does the
earthquakes.
keyboard feed on them?
And earthquakes are a pain in the butt. What they actually do is they damage all of your equipment. So a couple rooms, like for example, the pharmacy. This is a machine. Earthquakes. See, there's an earthquake. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Little pieces of debris fall down. That debris is actually needs to be cleaned up. Yep. We're sorry for the litter, but the earthquake did that. That you dropped on our floor. Yeah, exactly. Blame the patients. All right. Now we don't have the level 2 bookcase yet, but we do have this one, which is level 1 bookcase, and this increases training speed. And if you notice, we've been building training rooms like this for a while. But without the bookshelves, it really didn't make a lot of sense. But with the bookshelves, all of a sudden, you can get plus 12 training in this arrangement. Once you actually get the higher levels, you can get higher levels. You get a plus 2, so those 12 become plus 24% training speed, which is a quarter, which is very quick. Alright, let's just upgrade this. Level 5, perfect. Alright, let's see what we got. We got potty mouth, pharmacy, good. Train our assistant in customer service, because that is what assistants need to know. And we actually have our first request for a PANS lab. To be honest, let's put it over here, because we want to make sure we're going to need a new doctor. We want to make sure it fits, and the PANS lab is 4x4 room. Yes. PANS lab. It's a fun one. Okay, so PANS lab, first we do this. We take this and we put it here. And we pick this up and move it closer. Perfect. Now, as far as where the doctor's stuff goes, it's easy. Doctor stuff goes right behind, because the controls are on this side. So the doctor hangs out on this side. So we'll put the chair over here. Give the water fountain. There's the food thing. Perfect. Put a radiator in there because it's cold. And then finish it off with our gold stars. Now, basically, I have almost everything I need to unlock with Kudosh at this point. The gold stars, the small radiator I still don't have, but the gold stars and the water fountain and the drinks machine and the little chairs, that's usually pretty much everything. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put a toilet in somewhere. I need a toilet. Okay. Just have to build it. Otherwise people are gonna be upset. Like pooping on my floor. Here we go. Anyway, so I was saying, yeah, so most of the stuff that I need to unlock is almost all unlocked already. And that's good news. Let's move the toilets higher. I only do level 3 toilets. You can get the golden toilet and the new golden sink and things. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm guessing with those they increase the prestige enough. You can get level 5 toilets. It's actually almost impossible to do a level 5 toilet of this size. There's just not enough room on the walls for enough gold stars, and the toilets themselves generally are pretty gross. Alright, so I do these single width always. Most people don't do those, but I do them.
Make it into our juices.
Okie dokie.
Moose juice. More
Let's
to
add.
it. More often.
It's cold in here.
This is 2 Point Radio.
Patients are reminded
Cool.
not to believe in ghosts.
Alright, so we have 16 patients already. Wow, we are on our way. Let us fast forward. I need to hire another doctor. Ooh, a real psychiatrist. Cool. And let us do a little staff optimization, shall we? We know how this works. You do this. You do this. I'll let you work everywhere for now. Monobrow. Ooh, yeah, look at that. 59,000, 15,000. We're making good money. Alright, we'll optimize our nurses. We have our ward nurses. Now, you never need diagnostics. I don't build these. I don't build cardiology. I don't build general diagnosis. I don't build any of that. You just literally just don't need them. They cost money. They're not very profitable. You actually lose money. It actually costs more to staff those rooms. It costs more to pay a nurse to be in those rooms than you actually make from those rooms. And I actually did the math to prove that. So,
Reporter from 2 Point Radio.
if you don't believe me, I posted spreadsheets. There's a 2 Point Hospital group on Facebook. I posted spreadsheets there that show the math. Nurse diagnostics and pure diagnostics, besides the mega scanner, they're just not profitable. X-ray kind of treads the line very thinly. These are some of the advanced diagnostics you get later in the game. But otherwise, the dual rooms like psych that does treatment and diagnosis, and the ward which does treatment and diagnosis, and then the DNA lab which does treatment and diagnosis, those are the only rooms you need. Treatments make so much money. Alright, so looks like we might need another GP's office here pretty soon. So let me go ahead and just build one of those.
Pharmacy, calling nurse.
And alright, deluxe clinic. Alright, next room. It's only a 3-pluser, so I will put it over here. Normally I would offset the door, but because of this door being in the way, you can't have two doors immediately facing each other. So that kind of ruins that for me. Alright. Put the radiator here. Put the chair here. Water fountain. Candy machine. Couple windows. And gold stars. Call me the Gold Star Ranger.
This is Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. This is Ricky Hawthorne, bringing talk, music, and news to the whole of 2 Point County.
Done.
And if you're listening to us from the newly opened hospital,
Excellent.
just turn up that volume, because nothing
I'll
drowns
probably
out the
need
sound of
another
sick
doctor,
people
but
like the voice of
I
a
don't like any of
world-class
those doctors.
DJ. Coming up next, 42 hours of music from the
And
background
yeah,
band.
there, this guy.
Enjoy!
Alright, so this guy has double upgrade. So when it comes time to upgrade right here, you only want one person in your hospital who can do upgrades. You don't really need anyone else. This person. So notice I have these three diagnostic rooms. And right now you're saying, oh, this guy needs further diagnostics. We're only 82% sure. Well, I'm going to treat him anyway. But if I had a higher level diagnostic GP and a higher level psychiatrist and a higher level ward nurse, my diagnostics would be higher, and then I wouldn't even need to guess. I'm sure. I will train you to level 2 ward. I can train both of them to level 2 ward. And I have emergency patients for the ward coming in, so that's kind of dumb, but
Patients arriving for the fraction.
they'll figure it out. Just build another ward. 90 days without death, and I got lycanthropy. Cool.
Doctor required in Deluxe Clinic.
Alright. Let's hire another one of these guys for now. Not very good with this choice of employees here. But, for the most part, it's fine.
Nurse wanted on
You can
the
always
ward.
fire people and hire new ones and train people and everything else. It's usually the best idea. Board patients are going to stack up. Who cares? I'm halfway to my goal already.
Close to award season.
Alright, so let's see how we did in the awards. Haven't really had an award season yet. This is the 5th level. Alright, no deaths, best teaching patients. Alright, cool. Either way, not bad. Barely even trying. Getting 5 of them. Very good. I'm impressed with myself. Yeah, could probably do better. Alright, let's see. Cold spots. The toilet is cold. Let's make the toilet uncold. Alright, that's good. And then, just to make the hallways nicer, I just cover the windows with Star Wars, right? And this makes the hallways very pleasant. People tend to like them. This is pretty much all you need to do with decorations. You don't need plants.
You know, I've been humming that tune to myself all week,
Right.
which is
I think my
uncanny
nurses are done.
because
Good.
I've never
So now
heard
my
it
nurses
before.
will go in and they will start healing people and
More catchy music
diagnosing
coming
people
right
and
up.
doing all the things. Ward work. Now, I will show you, so this blaster caster does require maintenance. It needs to be repaired, but it cannot be upgraded. So it'll always be a level 1 or whatever you want to call it. It's just one of the quirks in the game. I wish they could make this upgradable. That would be cool, make it more effective, but
I'm sorry to say
nurse effectiveness by leveling up your nurse and having multiple levels here is pretty much the only way you can do it. However, you can upgrade the Deluxe, and you can upgrade your pharmacy, so let's do that. Send him. Accept. Train. Don't have any ghost hunters yet, so I'm just gonna get one of those on the payroll. Always need a ghost hunter. Alright, kill the guy. And look, I have ghosts, so it's a good thing I'm training a ghost hunter. Okay.
maintenance announcement. Toilets need routine servicing.
Toilets need servicing. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do indeed. Alright. So we're just cranking away. Alright, so whenever you see this earthquake warning, it's best just to check the condition of your machines. I like to keep them fully repaired if possible.
Size corrected.
If you see them at 50% or less, I would definitely get them repaired as soon as possible. You use this button and that will call a janitor to repair that machine immediately.
On our floor.
Like right here, you just hit this and then the next available janitor will come along and repair it. Alright, didn't cure any of those people. I did. I'm working on it. As you can see, they're here. This is actually driving my cure rate like crazy. The ghosts are wreaking havoc in here. I am having massive ghost issues. They're leaving puddles of ghostly fluid all over the place. And I need a new janitor anyway. treatment, and train you now. Level 2. Cool. I have a doctor with no skill. Perfect. A no skill doctor. That's what I like. I'm gonna get rid of this guy because, you know, he's costing me money. He's not a specialist. I don't really need him. Alright. Reason why is because that's going to be a treatment doctor. A treatment doctor is going to give you bonuses to treatment, which when you go into a room like this, which is a treatment room, you're actually going to get better results. More effective. More likely it will cure. Alright, so looks like we need another ward. Throw that in there. Hire another ward nurse. Lucky us. Coming right along. 36 out of 50, here we go. JP's not 2, 38 out of 50. Cool. So pretty soon, we're gonna hit our goal. Get these people here, it's 39. Awesome. Doctor is now at GP level 2, so that's perfect. Get this guy. I always train up my assistants. I mentioned that in a previous video. Train your assistants first and foremost. They make sure that everyone who enters the hospital starts out with maximum happiness. The only reason why people leave the hospital is if their happiness runs out. So you want to keep your people happy as much as possible if you can. If you know how, do it. Alright.
Nobody broke anything, but if you did, at least you're in the right place for it.
Let's put some of this down here. Let's keep people busy. These babies.
To the loo, lose your place in the queue.
Go to the loo, lose your place in the queue. Makes sense to me. Alright, coming along nicely here. Who requires training? Oh, my level 0 doctor. Cool. He's going to be my treatment doctor. Excellent. Because I have 2 treatment rooms. This is a doctor treatment room. This is a doctor treatment room. Oh, and I upgraded 5 machines. Excellent. Promote 3 staff. Doctor. Let me just collect my career goal that I just unlocked, which was upgrade 5 machines, which will give me another 100 kudosh. So as you can see, apparently there's enough multiples there, and 1,000 kudosh. Cool, double whammy. I all of a sudden have 380 kudosh. So you can see that process is quick. The more kudosh you earn, the more you get. It piles up. As you can see, if you keep moving people through the hospital, you don't really have to worry about money. If you expand too quickly and you build too much stuff, or you hire too many people, yeah, sometimes you do have a problem managing cash flow because your income and your expenses don't line up. And as you can see here, I'm basically tripling my expenses in the form of income, so I'm doing really well with an income to debt ratio, which is very good. Alright, so I'm going to train this doctor as a treatment doctor. That'll be good. Should probably build up, and that's the first star. So that's all there is to it. First star in Tumble, and look what I got here. Looky, looky, looky. Small radiator. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so that means at the next hospital, Flemington, we will be able to do a full proper build with small radiators in the rooms. And no, not as many big radiators. Those usually only go in the hallways. And I will see you then. Alright, let's get set up for the next one.